Hey, welcome. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking a little disheveled right now because I'm gonna get ready with you right now. So if you're interested, I guess keep watching. Today is it's my day off. It's actually December 17th. We are eight days until Christmas. Gross. But yay. So I broke out a Christmas sweater. I mean, it's not super Christmassy, but it's just like a red velvety sweater, and I wear it every Christmas because it just makes me happy, and it's soft and cozy and Christmassy. Who knows if it goes with my yellow hair, but you know, it's fine. But today is my day off. I have a few errands I'm gonna be running later. I'm gonna be hitting up the thrift store, which if you didn't know, I posted a video recently talking about me starting a Poshmark. I've been kind of like buying used clothes and then reselling them. It's been fun. So that's been taking up a lot of my time recently, and so I haven't been on YouTube a lot. I'm sorry. But today I was like, you know what? I'm doing some stuff later, but I kind of just wanted to sit down and get ready. I do have some newer products. I actually put in a Glossier order over Black Friday weekend because they do their like 30% off sale during that weekend. And I did buy a few things. I bought the You perfume, which I've been wanting for years. And then I bought a few of the eyeshadows, but I'm actually not gonna be using those today. And I bought a lip balm because, I mean, it's Glossier, so you kind of have to. But, so I'm not gonna be actually using any of those products, but I do have a few other newer things that I wanna use. But I guess without further ado, let's just jump in. I have already done all of my like skincare. I used the Bliss Glow and Hydrate Niacinamide and Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This is in my project pan of stuff I want to finish by the end of the year. I'm getting oh so close. It's like super hard to use at this point. Use the Glossier Bubble Wrap eye cream. And then for moisturizer, I used the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer with SPF 47. Recently, I've been loving Josie Maran, I don't know, however you say that. I had never really tried any of her products, but I've been like obsessed recently, and so I picked up that moisturizer a little while ago, and I've been loving it. But for primer, I am using the No Problem primer from Touch in Sol. It's just a classic everyday primer. The last like 3 weeks, I've been so frustrated with my skin. I felt like my skin was like in a really good place, and I actually hadn't been wearing makeup a lot, and I still haven't. It's been like every other day about that I wear makeup, which is really strange for me. I used to be like strictly a full face of makeup person all the time, and so to not wear makeup every day has been kind of weird. But I have something I've discovered is if I don't wear makeup, I do like to still somewhat do my brows because I feel like it just kind of makes me look a little bit more put together and less like, oh, you just rolled out of bed, thanks for joining us today. But it makes me feel a little bit better, and I do a lot of skincare and stuff on those days. But so my skin was doing really good, and then I could feel it coming, this blemish here, and it's like right where my mask hits. Dang mask acne. Like, I'm gonna be so happy when we don't have to wear these anymore for my skin's sake. But I could feel it coming, and I was like, I mean, it's so died down now than it was, and you can see there's like 4 dots, but this main one, it was a pain in the butt for like a week. It was obnoxious. And then as soon as that one started dying down, I got this one the other day, and I was like, can we please stop this already? And then I have another one. It's just so annoying. I'm so done with adult acne. When does it end? I'm 31, and I'm ready for it to not be here anymore. For foundation, I'm using a little bit of a bougie product that I would not buy. I mean, one, because of the price, and it's also not cruelty free. It's Anyways, it's from Tom Ford. This is the Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation. I got this in Influencer. I don't know how they sent this to me because they kind of have this new thing where you can like semi-select what you're getting, and I always don't select things that are not cruelty-free, and this just like appeared at my door and I was like, I guess I'm using it. And then I looked into it. This is a $150 foundation. That's ridiculous. It's just 1 ounce, like, yep, 1 fluid ounce. The top is magnetic. It's very satisfying. The packaging is beautiful. I have it in the shade Ivory Silk. Had no idea what to expect from this foundation. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. And it makes me kind of frustrated. It's a pretty light coverage foundation, but it does just look really nice on the skin. But other than that, I don't have too much to say because I haven't really used it yet, and it's also not cruelty free, so I shouldn't even talk about it. Anyways, I don't know what things are like where you guys live. I live in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. We have had a beautiful end of fall this year. It's not technically winter yet, but we're getting there. But we have had such nice weather. Like, it has been kind of keeping me sane, like, not even gonna lie. It's been so nice. But it did just start getting cold like this week. I think Monday was, the high was like 18, which is quite cold, even for this time of year here in Minnesota. But it's gotten warmer a little bit, but I still feel like I'm not ready for the cold. Because like I said, the weather has been keeping me alive. I've been running outside this year. I started running in like October, and it's been a really great outlet for me, a really great stress reliever, a really great source of physical activity. Being outside, doing something, keeping me active, keeping me going, which it was nice because we had like November, we had a few days in the 60s. It was psycho. Like, that's not heard of here in Minnesota. It was so weird, but it was so nice. I ran in shorts in November in Minnesota. I don't know. But anyways, COVID has taken a turn for the worse here in the Midwest. I mean, I feel like Minnesota at least is starting to come out of it a little bit. It's not as bad as it was a few weeks ago. But we did go into like another lockdown kind of thing a few weeks ago. No indoor dining, that kind of stuff. Salons are still open, which is really nice. I'm very happy about that. I don't work in that industry, but those like 4 months where there wasn't any of that, I have a lot of friends that work in that industry, and that had to have been so terrible. So I am very happy that those are still open. I work in the coffee industry, and so we are not open for indoor dining, which has been sucky, but we're making it through, and honestly, it's like a miracle that we are still open. The amount of places that have closed, I mean, around the world, but in my city is crazy. It's on, like, between COVID and then everything that happened here in the summer in Minneapolis with the killing of George Floyd and just all of the stuff that has taken place since then. There's businesses that have just decided to leave Minneapolis. There's businesses who have closed because they can't keep their business open just because it's not making sense financially anymore. There's businesses that have been burned down, so they're no longer in the area. So I run 3 coffee shops, and all 3 of them are still open, and it's like, there's definitely been some miracles happening. Jesus is taking the tiny little loaves of bread and fish and turning it into more, and it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna cry. But it's been a season. It's been every time I start to think like, oh my gosh, my life sucks, like this has been so hard, I'm like, literally everyone. Like, I'm not alone in this, which is oddly satisfying, but also so sad. I don't know. That's just, those have been my thoughts recently. But that foundation, very sheer, very glowy, not a lot going on. I kind of did 2 passes over these areas where I just needed a little bit more coverage. And I feel like it looks better in person than it does on the camera. Like, in person, it looks like skin. On the camera, I feel like it looks kind of weird. But the thing I like about this foundation is it does look like skin. Like, you put it on and it looks like just a little bit better than your skin. More than like Glossier Skin Tint is like a good, like, oh, it's just like a touch better than your skin. This is more than that, but it's not like a ton of coverage. I would say it's a light coverage for sure. I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is one of my favorite go-to, like, more full coverage concealers. It does dry fast, so I'm gonna move quick on some spots here. I'm gonna leave my forehead alone. I feel like I don't really have a ton to cover up there, and I feel like when I add more product up there, it just ends up looking too cakey. So I'm just gonna do under my eyes a little bit, cover up some dark spots. For powder, I'm just using the CoverGirl. This is one of my favorite powders. This is the translucent pressed powder, CoverGirl True Blend. I've been using this for a few months now, and it's definitely one of my go-tos. I'm using just this e.l.f. like powder brush. I'm just tapping in, and I'm not gonna do a ton. I'm just gonna tap some areas to set it. The Tom Ford foundation, I do feel like it does need to be set because it is kind of a lighter coverage. I feel like it's just kind of like slippy a little bit, and so I do like to set it. I don't set all of my foundations, especially all over, but this one I have found it works better set. Also, that sponge I was using for my face, this is also from e.l.f. This is like my favorite sponge I've used. I've had it for a few months. Actually, I've had it for a long time. I just re-bought another one for my stocking. I put together my own stocking, but I love it. It's like a really interesting kind of texture. It's not super like smooth, which a lot of beauty sponges are like a smooth surface. This actually is like very porous feeling, and it just is like super soft on the skin. I feel like it just like blends things out a little bit better. I really like it. Blush. This is a new one. I got this in my FabFitFun box, which was the video I uploaded before this. I got a FabFitFun winter box. I already unsubscribed. But this is from Phase Zero, and it's the Making Moves blusher. It's just kind of this like corally color. This is definitely not a color that I reach for often, or like this kind of color. I've used this once. I don't really remember it because I used it like a week ago. But I'm just using this Moda big powder brush. Yeah, I feel this isn't my favorite kind of color. It's like the kind of color that was very popular like a few years ago, I feel like. I like very neutral toned blushes. It's kind of my go-to is like a pinky, either like a pinky mauve or like a peachy pink, but not peach like this or like champagne-y. I like it kind of more nude colored. But this is nice. I do think it's a nice formula. It goes on even. It looks good on the skin. It's very glowy. Which I always put blush on my brows. I love the like look of it. I feel like it like lifts the face a little bit, even more than like highlighting. I feel like it just adds this like lightness to the face. Makes you look a little sunburnt or frostbitten, depending on the time of year. But I think that looks pretty good. It's a little orangey, but it's okay. For bronzer, I'm using the Park Avenue Princess palette. I do really enjoy this bronzer. It's from Tarte. And I'm using this brush. Something. It's a big powder brush. I'm gonna go between these two shades. It's Carrot and Princess Cut. Princess Cut is like a cooler tone matte, and Carrot is like a warm bronzy color. So I just like to mix those together and bronze the skin a little bit. Ooh. I focus a lot of my bronzer just back in like my hairline and kind of on a little bit of like my cheekbone. And then I do a little bit around the center of my face so I don't look just like white here. And then I go down my neck a little bit just to warm things up, make it not look like my neck is disconnected from my face, you know? To finish off the face, I am not going to use highlight, but I'm using something that's in my project pan. It's the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, and this is a technique I learned from Kelly Gooch. I'm just going to spray my sponge. I'm putting on quite a bit here, like more than I would spray on my face if I was setting my face with this spray. And then I'm just going to tap it on the areas that I would apply highlight to. And it just adds this like glow from within without being overdone, without being too like shimmery or sparkly. It looks so good. I love this technique. And then that is it for the face. This is kind of like a go-to look if I am doing more of a face makeup. I either do like this, nothing, or I'll just do concealer and powder and that'll be like it. But if I am wearing foundation, it's kind of something like this. I don't like a over-the-top foundation look. I don't enjoy like a full coverage moment, even though I have quite a bit of like acne and spots to cover up. I just want it to look like my skin, just a little bit better, a little bit glowier. I like it. Moving on to eyes. I do have a few new things here. I am just going to prime using the Morphe Eyelid Primer. This is nothing new. It's a good primer though. I think I have come to the conclusion that I have some oily eyelids, because I feel like I hear people talk about either not using a primer or just like putting some foundation on their lids and then just kind of going with that. I have to like wipe my lids clean before I apply a primer to it, or else it's like too much product. And I just need a light layer of primer, and then even then, like sometimes I feel like my lids feel a little bit oily. I didn't think I had oily eyelids. I think I do. I also run a little bit through my brows just to kind of get them prepped as well. For my eyes, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. I picked this up. This was like this, and then the Glossier purchase was my only like Black Friday shopping I did this year. Glossier I bought online obviously, but this one I did go into an Ulta store before Thanksgiving because I knew it was on sale like all week, and it was 50% off, and I've been eyeing this palette since it came out, and I've heard so many good reviews about it, so I was like, I want this palette. And then it was 50% off, and I was like, I'm getting that palette. I think I'm gonna go with a, do I wanna go with a matte look today, or do I wanna add some shimmer? I'm gonna start matte. I'm gonna use the brush that is included in here. I'm gonna use the fluffier side and go into the shade Sweet here. It's like a light tan color, for a lack of better descriptive words. Buffing it into the crease. Yeah, I was shocked that this was 50% off because it's a semi-newer palette and I feel like it's been kind of popular. I think it was this, the Naked Cherry palette and the Naked Honey palette were all 50% off. And as soon as I saw that deal, I was like, yep, I haven't bought an eyeshadow palette in a while, but I am buying that eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go into the shade Hive. It's a little bit more of like a neutral color. And I'm gonna use that same side of the brush, but just tap in, and I'm gonna focus it on the outer corner of the eye. Something I appreciate about this palette, and I feel like the other palettes I've used from Urban Decay in the past, is that they're semi-easy to use, and that like I feel like you don't get a ton of pigment off of them like right off the bat. And so it just kind of makes them a little bit easier to use. You don't have to be like super careful. They don't have a lot of fallout. I feel like they're just good shadows. Then I'm gonna go into the shade called HBIC. It's like a metallic shade. I don't really know what that means. If I were to guess, I would think that it means high B in charge. Could be off, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the same end of the brush, just using the same for everything. Just lightly tap, and I'm also going to focus it on the outer edge of the eye. I feel like this is a look I used to do often, would be like a matte eye, but then a little bit of shimmer on the outer corner, which is kind of funny because I feel like that's like very anti-makeup rules, like that's not like a normal thing. But I kind of like the way it looks. It's a little different. It's very soft, I feel like. I'm just really diffusing that out. So I feel like that just kind of took like a little wash of color and like shimmer all over my lid. And I kind of like it. I am going to go to the other side of the brush, which is like a more precise end of the brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Flyby, which is the lightest shade here, and it is slightly shimmery, but not over the top. And I'm going to do just highlight the inner corner, highlight the brow bone, kind of a moment, mainly the inner corner, and then just taking the excess on the brow bone. I do like a shade like this that's kind of like a skin tone for me, but a little bit of shimmer, because I feel like it is like almost a highlight kind of shade, like it just like draws a little bit of attention without looking like shimmery or glittery, but just kind of looks, kind of pulls things together a little bit, especially for the inner corner. I think we're gonna leave it there. Actually, lower lash line, what am I thinking? I'm gonna go back to the shade Sweet, that original shade that I used in the brow or in the crease. Going on the more precise side and just doing that all along the lower lash line. Also, so I said earlier, we are 8 days until Christmas. 8 days, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. 8 days until Christmas. How you feeling? I mean, by the time I post this video, we're gonna be closer, probably 5 or 6 days until Christmas. How you doing? You got your shopping done? Shipping done? I am shipping all my presents this year because we are not going home for Christmas. My husband and I are both from California, but we live in Minnesota, and we are not going home for Christmas this year, just with COVID and stuff. It doesn't quite feel right or fair. I mean, nothing feels fair right now, but so I'm shipping presents soon. I need to do that like probably by this weekend. Both of these are in my project pan. Nothing new here. This is the Billion Dollar Brows Universal Brow Pencil. I'm just trying to finish it off this year. Spoiler, I don't think it's gonna happen. I have been using it a lot, but I don't think I realized how little I use of it when I use it. It's kind of similar. I had the It Cosmetics Universal Brow Pencil in my project pan like last year maybe, And it's kind of a similar story to that. Like that pencil I loved, but it took me well over a year to use it. And this is kind of a similar story. Although I like the It Cosmetics one better. This one's fine. I just use it because it's around. Brow gel, using the ColourPop Brow Boss gel. Again, this is in my project pan, and it's so close to being done. I thought I actually put it in my empties like a few weeks ago, but I guess I didn't. I guess I threw it back into my little cup with my brow stuff, so I haven't been using it the last few days. But I think this is gonna be the last day. Yeah, yep. There's the brows. To finish off the eye look, I'm gonna use some mascara. This is a newer mascara to me. It's from Honest Beauty. I haven't really tried anything from Honest. I think this is the first thing I've tried. This is the, I don't know. There's a lash primer and a mascara in one. This side you've got a lash primer, so I'm gonna use the primer first. I feel like the look I get with this mascara is very similar to the Glossier Lash Slick mascara. I actually really enjoyed the Glossier Lash Slick mascara. You kind of have to take your time and build it up. One coat, two coats isn't going to be enough. I mean, maybe for some people, for me it's not enough. I want a little bit more volume. But like if you really sat there and like built up some layers, it was beautiful. And so I feel like you get a similar look with this mascara, but maybe not as many layers. But I have noticed that it transfers a little bit more than the Glossier one does. So this is the finished look. My camera died, so I finished my mascara, which I think looks really good. It's very fanned out, but it's quite voluminous. And then I put on a lip. I have not worn like a lipstick in months, and it is crazy how much it like pulls the look together. I miss it. I love it so much. But this is the NYX Slip Tease, and it's in the shade I Woke Up Like This. And it's just like a very super lightweight liquid lipstick. Very comfortable. But I love it. It's so cute. I feel like I haven't like really gotten this put together in a little while, and so it kind of feels good. But that is it for today. I'm planning on doing one more video before Christmas happens, so I hope I will see you one more time. But if I don't, or if you're just popping in randomly and not subscribed, I hope you have a great holiday season. I know it's been a year and it's been different and it's been difficult, and this holiday season is definitely gonna be different, but I hope it's great. I hope you're able to slow down and enjoy the season and just kind of take it as it comes. I know as soon as 2021 comes, it's not going to be like a switch and everything's back to normal, but I am hoping for a great year, a new year. We kind of have a saying at work, is just like, another day, another day. Like, it's just, we're taking every day as it comes and trying to take in what is in that day right then. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy your day, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you around, and until next time, bye guys.